Hello all and welcome back. I hope everyone is doing really well. This again, of course, is going to be another catch-up video in terms of what is happening with Hedera HBAR or Hedera Hashgraph, as many of you may know, as well as the wider crypto markets. We'll be looking at some new announcements from the HBAR Foundation, what's happening currently, what we can expect potentially in the future, and as well where the markets are heading. One of the first things though that I wanted to point everyone's attention to is when I was doing a bit of searching recently on social media. So here I am on YouTube, just not even signed in, just in an incognito tab at the moment. You start searching the words HBAR and you're starting to see a lot more videos pop up from newer creators in the space, or even some very large accounts. I've seen like 𝗟𝗘𝗙𝗘𝗥𝗥𝗔𝗟𝗦 over the last few days. I believe he's got somewhere around 100,000, if not a few 100,000 subscribers here on YouTube, talking about potentially having some HBAR because the potential is fully unrealized as it currently is. And of course, the upside is absolutely massive. Common Sense Crypto is another one. Jake Gordon has been making HBAR videos for a while, same as 𝗟𝗚𝗏. There are some others in here though as well. 𝗟𝗜𝗚𝗏 has a video talking about Hedera HBAR and the potential, and there's a lot more of these smaller accounts that are popping up as well. For example, Steph is Crypto. So you got Mason there talking about it, but the list is kind of endless here. And my point here is that we are starting to see more and more people talking about HBAR going forward into the future as a major play for the long term, particularly as the next bull market rolls around, due to the significant upside potential. And hopefully any of you guys that have been watching this channel for a while, as I mentioned in the past, over the last year or so, I've released several hundred different videos looking at Hedera Hashgraph in a lot of detail and scrutinizing and looking at all the opportunities for the platform, the DLT network itself, as well as the potential of all the different use cases. So hopefully you guys have had a bit of a jump, a bit of a head start on potentially what could begin to happen over the next 12 months or so as we start rolling around into frothier markets, particularly as macro factors ease across the global economy. Now, of course, that could potentially, or that narrative could potentially shift very dramatically going forward. We could swing into something like a recession, which would delay the bull run, which in my opinion gives everyone more and more time to start stacking their bags. And let's take a look at some examples of what I mean. Over here on the coin perspective, some of you may have seen this before from me, we can obviously compare the market cap of current altcoin projects, or obviously simulated market caps as well for projects based on their circulating supply, as well as maximum sort of full dilution supply, to see what the market cap, also the price per token, would be at those particular market caps. So here, for example, if I put Hedera in at the current circulating supply of Cardano's market cap of $13.6 billion US, one HBAR token will be worth roughly 44 cents. Now, of course, we've got to remember as well, the crypto markets have retraced significantly. There's far less capital flowing around in these markets. So these valuations are much lower than what we have seen previously from all-time high figures. That's still an upside of $634. Now, of course, what gets more and more interesting is if we start looking into the top 5, 6 different projects with slightly larger market caps. And of course, I've said before, it's really important to think about what the actual overarching total cryptocurrency market cap will be in the future. Last bull run, we saw roughly 2.5 trillion, I think it was, US dollars in terms of the overall market cap for cryptocurrencies. In the next bull run, it could potentially be double that, it could be $5 trillion. And therefore the allocation, the size of the market cap of these cryptocurrency projects, particularly within the top 10, will be much larger. And that is, of course, why a lot of these cryptocurrencies are speculative plays, because we are still in the infancy of the adoption curve as it currently stands. Anyway, what if Hedera then reached the market cap of some of these other projects? Now, I'm not a complete dreamer. I'm not going to be looking at, say, taking Bitcoin's market cap, or potentially even taking Ethereum's market cap, because it has a mainstay place. And obviously it's a well-known cryptocurrency project. However, if we look at things just like stablecoins here, USDC, the market cap of $30 billion, that's a potential price of $1, which is something I talk about a lot. I'm asked about potential price predictions for Hedera Hashgraph going into the future. Unfortunately, I don't have a crystal ball. However, for me personally, around a $1 target would be absolutely criminal if Hedera Hashgraph native token HBAR didn't actually reach that going into the future. From where we currently are though, that is a potential upside of 15x, which is absolutely massive. Now, of course, there's a lot of risk involved in these types of investments, let's say when you're buying these kinds of assets. However, could you imagine if you had a bag of 100,000 HBAR tokens $1 per HBAR, of course, you've got a $100,000 bag. And at current prices of say 5 cents, 6 cents, somewhere around that, it's only going to cost you $5,000 to $6,000 to build that 100,000 token HBAR token bag, which going forward into the future in terms of multiples, $1, $2, maybe even $3 per coin for HBAR. And of course, it's a long way away from something like that with huge numbers of X's in terms of upside. But that's then a $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 bag that you are sitting on just from having the conviction. Now, of course, again, as I've said in many of my videos over the time, none of this is kind of financial advice, and you need to make sure you're only investing what you can afford to lose. And diversification is key, and not just diversification in terms of within cryptocurrency projects and coins, but also outside of the cryptocurrency sphere. Let's say, be investing in equities and real world assets and other stuff like that if you can do so. Don't go completely degen risk effectively on something like this, because of course it could all blow up tomorrow. Anyway, that's kind of enough talking about that and looking at that for now. Let's actually jump into some of the different bits of news from the Hedera ecosystem. So if I jump across here, some big stuff here coming up from the HBAR Foundation. It's great to see that 2 Hedera ecosystem projects, this is 𝗟𝗜𝗡𝗡𝗥 and Human.ai or Humans.ai, have teamed up to power the next generation of fan engagement through AI. Now, AI is a massive narrative as it currently stands. And in fact, I will be looking to do a video in the future, potentially over the next week or so, looking at the opportunities of AI within the cryptocurrency space, and also potentially how to take advantage of it in the short term while things do begin to grow. And of course, there are obviously implications of AI as well, some very glaringly obvious ones that I'd quite like to cover in a video. What's interesting here, though, is that 𝗟𝗜𝗡𝗡 and Humans.ai, or 𝗟𝗜𝗡 in particular, is being created, I touched on this in the past, by the previous founders of OnlyFans, which I'm sure many of you are probably familiar with or have heard of, due to it becoming one of the world's largest unicorn valued companies out of absolutely nowhere. I'm not going to be talking about why obviously it achieved those types of valuation, but it speaks to reason the creators of that particular web application know exactly what they're doing, and they are now building this new one called 𝗟𝗜𝗡𝗡, which is partnered with Humans.ai. And not only that, it is fully leveraging Hedera, and a lot of the back end is running through Hedera. Earlier this year, Humans.ai launched their AI verse on Hedera, bringing wrapped AI NFTs to the mainstream. And of course, you can find out more about This Is 𝗟𝗜𝗡𝗡 and Web3 creator platform from the founders that turned OnlyFans into a $1 billion unicorn, which is exactly what I just said there in the HBAR blog. Massive amounts of potential going forward. I'm still excited about platforms like 𝗟𝗘𝗙𝗘𝗥 as well, but there are great opportunities for things like the metaverse, NFTs, tokenization, and cryptocurrency projects, particularly very low cost, fast, rapid scaling, and low latency in terms of transaction times, like Hedera, for platforms like this. And there could be very big potential use cases in the future for mainstream adoption. And of course, Hedera will benefit greatly from platforms like this. Looking at more detail, though, Humans.ai has partnered with This Is 𝗟𝗜𝗡𝗡 to transform the way we connect with celebrities and creators through AI. As I said, this is quite similar to 𝗟𝗘𝗙𝗘𝗥. With our technology, celebrities and creators can now interact with fans globally on 𝗟𝗜𝗡 by breaking down the language barrier through AI. Together with 𝗟𝗜𝗡, the platform transforms how fans connect with their favorite celebrities and creators, and they plan to break down language barriers and provide meaningful and personalized collections for celebrities and their fans worldwide. 𝗟𝗜𝗡's mission to remove existing barriers and elevate the fan and celebrity relationship advances today with the partnership with Humans.ai. Humans.ai's cutting-edge AI technology and safe framework on 𝗟𝗜𝗡 will enable fans worldwide to hear their favorite celebs and creators speak the same language in their unique voice when engaging with them through video and audio, regardless of language. Quite scary stuff, actually. We're getting to the point, of course, where AI in real time can effectively replicate someone's voice, for example mine, speaking a completely foreign language so it sounds native to someone else. The CEO of Humans.ai said, "With our technology, we can recreate the voices of our cherished celebrities and creators, providing each fan with a distinctive, interactive encounter in their preferred language. Our partnership with Humans.ai enables and ensures that global stars become truly global and make connecting with your favorite celebrity or creator not only more accessible, but more personal than ever before." So again, this is a fantastic use case and of course, leveraging Hedera to do it. Not only that, the HBAR Foundation have come up with another massive tweet saying we are excited to announce that the new Google Cloud Web3 startup program has launched with benefits for builders on the Hedera network. This enables startups to build world-class scalable applications with the resources of Google Cloud and the HBAR Foundation. Through this program, Google Cloud will help startups on Hedera to build its fully managed serverless platform at no cost, as well as provide the resources and community to build a world-class decentralized application. So here we can see Hedera leveraging that Google Cloud seat at the Governing Council to provide free Google Cloud services to creators that are looking to build on top of Hedera. And of course, this is fantastic for adoption, as well as building those decentralized applications and infrastructure on Hedera. Massive incentives for developers and builders to look at Hedera in more detail compared to something like, say, Ethereum. Devs building on Hedera benefit from the carbon negative, high speed, low fixed fees and ABFT security of the hash graph. Alongside this, a rapidly growing community and global governing council add an extra layer of stability, as well as longevity for institutions and retail alike. As part of the Google for Startups Cloud Program benefits, startups are eligible for up to $200,000 over 2 years in Google Cloud credits, support from the HBAR Foundation, as well as Google Cloud technical and collaborative support, as well as Web3 specific benefits, early access to Google Cloud Web3 products and roadmaps, hands-on learning, VIP access to Google Cloud Web3 community events, and things like gated Discord channels to help incentivize people to use these kind of services. And I've spoken at length before, and obviously I released infographics looking at the sheer scale of the development funds on Hedera and why it is really unique. It's almost a unicorn within the crypto space for its emphasis on effectively generating interest from developers, because Hedera themselves, as well as the foundation, it's part of the reason it was created, know full well that you need all of that infrastructure and the products. You build the products and the users will come, and they are literally practicing what people normally preach. Of course, again, you can learn more about that from the HBAR blog. We'll try and leave links down in the description. They're also honoured to announce that the former acting comptroller of USOCC and Coinbase CLO, Brian Brooks US, has just joined the Hedera Hashgraph board. He'll be here to help in our mission to accelerate Hedera's ecosystem and establish the trust layer of the internet. So literally bringing out the big guns with wealth of experience across different financial sectors. Alongside this, of course, Brian is the former chief legal officer as well of Coinbase, where he led legal compliance, internal audit and government relations at the nation's leading digital assets platform, Coinbase. So again, this is a fantastic hire from HBAR/the HBAR Foundation, and will hopefully make a massive impact in going forward for adoption. Some big news as well from HashPack wallet, my favorite wallet, of course, on Hedera. Launched this week. It is available at the moment until May the 1st. You can claim a free NFT. There's also a paid version if you want to do that as well, to become an early supporter of HashPack. And looking at this quick tweet, so we are beyond thrilled to announce the launch of HashPack Store, a groundbreaking milestone for the Hedera network and testament to our commitment to innovation and community-driven growth. So it appears there are some very big things at the moment that HashPack are looking to do behind the scenes. In fact, if we look at this, the recent launch of the HashPack Store is just the tip of the iceberg. This exciting milestone is only a small piece of a larger puzzle we're working on. Keep an eye out because there's a lot more coming in the future. As I said, if you hop into your HashPack apps at the moment, you'll be able to claim a free NFT by clicking the little store icon at the top of the wallet. Our 2 early supporter NFTs served as a stress test for our system, allowing us to perfect the user experience and pave the way for future features. Your support means the world to us. We're forging powerful collaborations with companies, artists, and developers to incorporate NFTs into their strategies in unique and groundbreaking ways. The future of NFTs is here, and HashPack is looking to effectively bring that talent across to Hedera. At HashPack, we're committed to pushing the boundaries of what NFTs can do, from gaming and content creation to novel applications in various industries. The sky is the limit. We're eager to share what we've been working on and cannot wait for you to see the bigger picture. So stay tuned for a game-changing experience in Web3. This is incredibly interesting, and I've been very fond, and I've complimented HashPack many different times in the past about the way they've gone about things and how they've got major emphasis on community development, as well as being a major selling point of Hedera Hashgraph itself. And of course, they're doing this again by launching this native store built within their wallet. And clearly there's some big things coming in the future. Of course, I'll be covering those on this channel. Talking about tokens as well, many different things recently. Just pop this tweet up from SourceSwap here. SourceSwap, of course, uses 1,000 times less energy than Visa, all thanks to Hedera. Happy Earth Day 2023. This, of course, from a couple of days ago now. Yes, I'm still invested in and holding tokens of Source, so for SourceSwap, as well as some HBAR Suite from the HSuite ecosystem as well. I think both of these DEXs will do very well. Obviously, HSuite still hasn't launched yet. Many comments about it. Once it does launch up fully and openly as a decentralized exchange, I'll be doing some videos on it. Right then, rounding up this video with one of the governing council members, Aberdeen, and their use cases on Hedera. So asset manager Aberdeen hints at tokenization plans using Hedera's DLT. It's not even just a hint, they've been doing it in the past from what I'm aware of. During today's City Week though conference, the major UK asset manager Aberdeen shared its views on tokenization, and Russell Barlow, the global head of alternatives, said the key benefits for a fund manager are access to assets that it may not otherwise be able to own or to invest in, the same assets but in a cheaper or more liquid form. So last year Aberdeen joined the governing council of Hedera. Of course, we covered that, and he separately mentioned that one of the general areas being explored is the right way to connect DLT to the current operating infrastructure. And of course, Aberdeen are a fund manager. Barlow continued, we would look to use them, Hedera, as a tokenization provider for the tokenized offerings that we're putting out. That would be seen as a regulated security, so that comes under our current permissions. He was referring to regulatory permissions. He's basically saying we can use Hedera to provide these assets to different people as a secured regulated asset via tokenization to different customers. And then if you scroll back up, and obviously what he was talking about was in a cheaper and more liquid form, i.e. to reach more and more people with these assets they can provide by using something like Hedera. And of course, it would be via things like NFTs. The asset manager emphasized the primary interest in digital securities. These have all the crypto benefits of on-chain rails, atomic settlement, and the trading window. However, Barlow quipped that he wasn't sure asset managers were keen on 24/7 work environments. Of course, crypto never shuts, whereas traditional equities markets do. Where we really see the opportunity is in the broader adoption of digital securities as the next evolution of market infrastructure. As earlier question had asked whether Aberdeen would consider investing in crypto, he said the asset manager could consider it, but would have to have a FCA crypto license, and only Bitcoin and Ethereum were currently sufficiently liquid. And again, this is something I've mentioned in very many videos in the past. These asset managers and hedge funds and pension funds are massive. The sheer amount of capital that they have far too much capital to be deploying in these infantile crypto markets. Even at 2.5 trillion for the wider cryptocurrency market, you can see it here coming from a smaller, more boutique fund manager in the UK, basically saying, only Bitcoin and Ethereum are effectively large enough for us to even consider it, because they would basically move the market. They could literally buy up the market with the amount of capital that they have flowing around, and they could cause severe amounts of volatility. They are waiting for further growth to take place within the cryptocurrency markets before they enter, and we'll start seeing these much larger players enter the markets as a result of that. The Aberdeen executive as well also compared crypto to gold, because they are both viewed as stores of value. Despite gold being traded for a long time, it's not in every investor's portfolio. And that's again why potentially some different clients may want exposure within different portfolios. He also emphasized that because demand isn't there today, it doesn't mean it won't come. And he thinks Aberdeen is likely at some point to trade within crypto. It's probably as well obviously why they're talking about tokenization of real world assets and using things like Hedera's DLT. The asset manager pondered as well the public versus private DLT options. Personally, a lot of what we've seen has been on permission blockchains as private networks. That doesn't feel as though it's the future though. That doesn't feel like why all of us are here and why we are interested. It's really the idea of a much more open source and broader access. And again, that probably links to why they're on the governing council of Hedera, looking to leverage it going forward into the future. Anyway, guys, hopefully you did enjoy this video. Slightly longer than normal, but a lot of information to cover nevertheless. Likes on these videos really do help. There's a lot of bots and different stuff going on. And reach at the moment isn't the best. Obviously, we're not in the frothy times, the fun times that we're used to seeing. Comments as well. I do try and respond to as many of them as I can. So if you've got some questions, feel free to drop them below. And of course, you're always welcome to subscribe to be notified for future videos. Until the next one, I'll catch you then. Cheers.